Hello, it's Shanna. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be working with this Butterfly Sparkle Card Kit of the Month. It was from August of 2022. I've used this a lot, but I've got several pieces of ephemera left and some of the paper pattern. And I just want to bust through this and just be done with this kit. So I've got several patterns of cards that I kind of have planned out, and I just thought I'd bring you along with it. So this is the paper pack. I will tell you, I just checked on Spellbinders, and this kit is still available, and you also can buy some of the pieces separately as well. So I don't have much of this stuff left, but you can still get it, so I will link it in the description box below for you to review. But we're just going to work on several cards and see how it goes. So just follow along for some inspiration. I hope you like it. Okay, for card number one, it's going to be fairly simple. I'm going to use the top folding card base, and I'm going to make that. I've got my panel here ready. It just needs to be scored. So I'll bring in my scoring buddy, and I'm going to score it at 5.5. So I'll just go to 5.5. Score it there. Fold it. Okay, so I've got my pieces kind of cut to the size that I want. I'm going to use this green cardstock. I'm going to adhere that to the base of the card. So I'll just use my Barely Art glue, and I'm actually going to, let's see, I'll use a piece of tape and close my card just so it's not popping up and casting shadows. So we'll just do that. Hopefully you can see. Try to stay in focus there. So I've got my Barely Art glue, and I'm going to just glue this down to my card panel, my card base. And I'm actually going to use my score buddy to help me align it. So just get that in the corner, and then I'll put this in the corner, and then that will help me to align my panel. So I'll have to do some trimming on the bottom, it looks like, but we'll do that. So I've got my first panel down, and then I've got my next panel. I have got just a black panel here, and I'm just going to do a center on this one. It's going to be a center card. Just heard some strange noise. I don't know what that was, and I guess I kind of paused for it. All right, and then I'll just try to lay this down as evenly as I possibly can. The glue will give me a little chance to wiggle if I need to, but we'll just try to get that laid down nicely. That looks pretty good. And then I've got this polka dot pattern paper that comes from the Butterfly Sparkle paper pad, and I'm going to use it. And I'm basically going to do the same thing. Like I said, this is a real simple card. I'm going to actually use an embossing strip on it, which I think will look nice and add a little bit of dimension to it. So far this is our base, our card. And then I did take this piece of green that I had, and I ran it through the Hydrangea Blooms embossing folder that's from February of 2023. I did run it through there, and I'm just going to adhere it at the top of my card and then trim it off the bottom is what I plan to do. So it'll run the full length of my card. Get some glue down because this is embossed, so some areas will stick and some areas will not. So we'll just get the glue on there. And then I think I'm gonna bring my scoring buddy back in. Sorry for this, it just helps get that in there. And then I'm just gonna push against it and try and get it lined up where I want it. I think that looks pretty good. And then we'll just adhere that down. I'll just turn it over. You can see I got a little bit of glue on the back. I wasn't sure how far to glue down. And I will just cut that off the bottom. I may have to trim a little bit more for my card base, but so that's what that's going to look like. And then I've just got this very simple piece of ephemera from the card kit, and I was just planning to lay this down in the center. And I was thinking about stamping to my darling friend, and then putting happy birthday on there. So I think I could probably, I don't know what that would look like. Let me see. I was just kind of thinking how I might want to do it. And then putting this on there. I think that's what I'll do. So I'll get my Misty and I'll quickly stamp this. And I've got a bunch of stuff piled on top of it. So I'm just going to grab my black ink and lay this down and stamp on it. So we'll get this into frame, hopefully. Get this laid down where I want it. And we'll lay that on there. I think that looks pretty good. And I've got some black ink here. I think I'm just going to use my Memento ink Tuxedo Black. And first I got to pick it up. I'm going to rub it a little bit because I don't think that I've used that just yet. And then we'll stamp that up. And it is a very, very fine font. So I'll try to be gentle with that. Stamp that down. See how that looks. Oh, looks like Friend needs a little bit more. So we'll get that stamped down. See if that'll turn out any better. I'm going to focus on the Friend area. Oh, and that looks pretty good. Okay, so we've got that. It says to my darling friend. So we'll get that out of there. Get this out of the way. Also, my heater's running, so if you're hearing that in the background, that's what that is. I've had people comment before, what's that noise? Well, it is Indiana, and it's February. And if you've seen my craft room tour, you know that my craft room was a future or previous sunroom in which I enclosed it, and so I have to run a little heater in here to stay comfortable, and so that's what you hear in the background, so I apologize for that. And hopefully I've left enough room for this to go there. Sure how I want to do that. I might switch them up. I think I'll put happy birthday to my darling friend is how I will do that. And I think I'm just going to do it just maybe I could do it like that. I think I'm just going to do it like that. So I'll just take this and add a little glue to it. Not really using any foam dimension. I could do that as well, but I think I'm just going to do it like this. And just lay it down. And then to my darling friend. I might have smeared that a little bit, I'm not sure. And we'll just lay this down. And it's kind of a tone on tone type because we start out with the green and then go to the black and the white. So this is just a real simple card, very flat, but very, be a nice birthday card for a friend. I think that'd be really pretty. And then I was trying to think. I usually try to put a little bit of something on the inside to add to it. I've got some of this paper left. And I could just adhere it to the bottom, maybe. Or maybe even some of this. Sometimes I like to just use some of my scraps and just adhere it to the bottom. So I'll cut a piece of this down and I'll just put it on the inside of my card. I just like to use some of the scraps up on the inside of the card and even the envelope. So I'll just run this along here and see if we can just do just a 1/8" piece. And we'll just add that to the inside of the card. Just to have a little bit of, we could do it this way, or we could do it this way, or even up here. I think since I've got a long piece, I'll just go ahead and run it along the whole side of that. And then we'll just use up a lot of that. Just trying to use my scraps up. And that'll finish my first card. I really like the green and black together. I think it's really pretty. So let me know what you think, and we'll move on to our next card. Okay, and for our next card, we're going to use another top folding card is what we're going to use. And I'm going to bring that piece of tape that I had on my other card and just lay it down. And then what I've done is I'm using some of the paper pack and the ephemera from the card kit. I am bringing in some additional paper of my own, this green that I have, because I'm going to do a lot of layering on it. So this, not all this paper is Spellbinder paper. Like I said, I'm bringing some more of my own in. So I'm just going to lay this panel down with some glue. And I'm not using a lot of glue because I don't want it to kind of bubble my paper up. So I'm just going to lay that down. And I've got that pattern paper on there, and I think that's really a pretty, and I think it'll go well with this green and then this pink that I've got. So the next panel, I'm going to lay down, this is going to be a little more off-centered than what, it's not going to be kind of that traditional in the center type thing. So I'm going to lay it like that. Lay it down there how I want it. I think that looks pretty good. And then I'll get my next piece. And I've just cut these using my Spellbinders A2 matting basic dies. I use them in all my videos. They put a nice little trim around there. And that's what I am using for this. So I'm trying to get kind of the same line there at the bottom, just slightly. And do that. I've got some glue on my hands, so I need to, okay, but we're going to use a lot of space here. So then I've got this tag that says, don't let anyone ever dull your sparkle, that I think I'm going to use. And I'm also going to use this, I think this is how I'm going to go with this. And I think I'm going to use the star right over the top of that tag, just to kind of cover that up. So I've got a little bit of glue on here that I'm not liking. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm just going to wipe it off with this glue eraser. Okay, and that cleaned it up nicely. Okay, so let's just lay the elements down to our card. And again, I'm not really popping up anything. I suppose I could pop that up. I might just do that since I'm mentioning it. I'll just get some foam tape and I'll just pop that up right there. I'll get my messy stickers. Or scissors for my stickers. I don't like to use my good scissors for anything sticky because it just ruins them. So I'm using my cheap ones for that. And then we'll just lay that down. Pull the backing off and get a hold of it. Sticky. Okay, and this is going to go up here. Get it lined up. Beautiful dreamer. That looks nice popped up. I guess I'm glad I did that. I was going to just keep them really simple. But go ahead and do that. And this little eraser, I just got at the Dollar Tree. So you can, it works pretty well. I mean, for $1.25, or I probably got it when it was $1, to be honest. I've had it for a while. They still have them. I was in the Dollar Tree the other day. They still have those on stock, so you can definitely pick those up there. And then I'm going to turn my star like that, I think. And oops, cover up that gold a little bit behind there. Clean the glue up. And then I'm going to lay my little gal down, my dreamer. I'm going to lay her down. And there we have card 2. Beautiful dreamer, don't let anyone ever dull your sparkle. And I think you could use that card for a lot of things. Encouragement, different things. So I think it's really cute. I do have some leftover paper, like I did on my last one. And I think I'm just going to add a little piece of this to the bottom of my card, just for a little accent. Just use up that paper that I have and just add a little bit of extra design to my card. So there's card number 2. I hope you like it.